Judges of the Court. Article 85. The Court of Quebec is composed of not more than 270 judges, including chief judges and senior associate chief judge. So, 270 judges in the Court of Quebec. Article 89. Before entering upon his duties of office, every judge shall make the oath prescribed in Schedule 2 before the chief judge, the senior associate chief judge, or an associate chief judge. So, before entering his duties, every judge shall take an oath in Schedule 2. Schedule 2. The Oath. I declare, under oath, that I will faithfully, impartially, and honestly, and to the best of my knowledge and abilities, fulfill all the duties and exercise all the powers of a judge of the Court of Quebec, or justice of the peace, as the case may be. So that's the oath. Schedule 2. So as you saw, there are 270 judges who sit in the courts of Quebec, here in Quebec, ruling for the courts. And all these 270 judges, they take an oath. And the oath that they take is under Schedule 2 in the Act, which I had shown you. And that oath states that they will be faithful, they will be honest, and they will be impartial while exercising their duties as a judge here in Quebec. Seems pretty decent enough. Article 128. The judges are ex officio justices of the peace for the whole of Quebec, and have all the rights and powers of two justices of the peace, for the purpose of the Acts of Parliament of Canada, which require that competence. So, a court of judge, or a judge, is an ex officio justice of the peace for the whole of Quebec, and he has the rights and powers of two justices of the peace. Presiding Justice of the Peace. Article 161. Presiding justices of the peace are appointed by the government. So they're appointed by the government. Article 180. Before taking office, a justice of the peace must make an oath, or the oath prescribed in Schedule 2, before a judge of the Court of Quebec. So, they have to take an oath in Schedule 2. Courts of Justice Act, Quebec, Article 180. It states that the justice of the peace is appointed, now notice that word, appointed by the government. So whoever is a justice of the peace here in Quebec, they've been appointed by the government, therefore it's a controlled position. Whoever is sitting as a justice of the peace, the government, for whatever reason, appointed them. Now a justice of the peace is where a man acquires his rights, where a man can fight for his rights. The government knows that. Why do you think they appoint these justices of the peaces? Because they want to keep control of them. However, the justice of the peace, they take an oath of office also. And that oath of office is found in Schedule 2. It is the same oath of office that the 270 judges who sit on the civil side, or who rule with the acts and the regulations, they must take the same oath of office also. Public Information, Courts of Justice Act, Quebec. Article 247. A body, hereinafter called the Council, is established under the name of Council de la Magistrature. The Council shall be composed of 15 members. So 15 members form this Council. Article 247 of the Courts of Justice Act states that a body is here formed called the Council, and this is a council of the magistrator, and it's 15 members, this council. That's how many members are on it. 15. And this council is very aware of the fact that there is a human or a man in law and a legal person in law. And they're very aware of what the law has done to us. This council here. The government shall appoint the members of council contemplated in paragraphs D1 and E and H of sections 248 to sit on the council Those members shall make the oath contained in Schedule 3 before the chief judge. So they have to make an oath, these members, these 5 members. D1. One judge chosen among the persons exercising the functions of President of the Human Rights Tribunal. E. 2 judges chosen among the judges of the Court of Quebec and appointed upon the recommendation of the Conference of Judges of Quebec. H. 2 persons who are neither judges nor advocates. So on this Council of the Magistrate that has 15 members, the government of Quebec appoints, there's that word again, appoints 1 judge who exercises the rights and powers of the President of the Human Rights Council. So the government appoints 1 judge like that. The government appoints 2 judges from the 270 judges that operate in the Court of Quebec. And the government appoints 2 persons, 2 legal persons who are not judges to the council. So these 5 members are appointed by the government. So according to Article 249, the government appoints the 5 members to this Council of Magistrates. And these 5 members, they have to take now another oath. However, the oath that they take this time is in Schedule 3 of the Courts and Justice Act. And the oath that they must take now says that they swear that they will not reveal, disclose, which basically means to teach, anything that came to knowledge while doing their duties. So anything that they learned now by working in the human rights sector of the law, that they won't disclose it, reveal it, or teach it to anyone under an oath of office. What is it that they're trying to hide? Schedule 3. Oath of discretion. I declare, under oath, that I will not reveal or disclose, unless authorized by law, anything that may come to my knowledge in the discharge of my duties. Oath of discretion. Not to reveal or disclose any information. Schedule 3. 255.1. The Secretary of the Council shall exercise the functions of the Secretary on an exclusive basis, under the authority of the Chairman. This Secretary shall, before taking office, make an oath set out in Schedule 3. So she's got to take the same oath. 269. To conduct an inquiry on a complaint, the Council, the 15-member Council of Magistrates, establishes a committee consisting of 5 persons chosen from among its members and designates a chairman among them. Any person who has previously been a member of the council and who is appointed to sit on a committee must, before taking up his functions, make an oath contained in Schedule 3 before the Chief Judge or Senior Associate Chief Judge of the Court of Quebec. Schedule 3. Article 269. Conduct inquiry on complaint. Hey, I'm not a legal person, I'm a man. They drop the axe on you. They force you. They're trying to make you a legal person. You get to the point where you're dealing with the human rights issue now. So, conduct an inquiry on a complaint. That 15-member council, the Council of the Magistrates, it establishes a committee of 5 of their members to look into the problem, to see what's going on. Now, those 5 members that they establish on the committee from their 15 members, they have to take an oath also. Can you guess what oath they have to take? Schedule 2 or Schedule 3? It's Schedule 3. They have to take an oath now that as being on this committee, whatever they learn between legal persons and man in the game they're playing in the law, that they'll keep their mouth shut and they won't say anything. Article 269.2 says the 5-member committee that's been created must take an oath under Schedule 3. geez, by the oath that they're taking, what is it that they're trying to hide? Perhaps they're building nuclear weapons, or maybe they have some new technology that they can get to Mars in about 2 to 3 hours, and that's why they're going to be revealed when they operate in this committee. That's what's going on. Well, there have to be something. Do you think it's because they're trying to hide the fact that we're legal persons? Come on, it's got to be worse than that. I mean, I know that, like, scientists who build, like I said, nuclear bombs, they've got to take an oath and say, hey, I can't reveal any of these secrets. What the hell would they be hiding in law that would make them take an oath like this? Or are we just all crazy freemen that don't know what we're talking about in the law? Some of us know, we should be aware of the fact that a justice of the peace, that's who operates under common law for us when we're seeking our rights. And a justice of the peace is supposed to be protecting a man's rights under law, apart from the acts and the regulations and statutes. Sometimes these justice of the peace, they break their duties and responsibilities towards man, because maybe they don't understand the law, they've never been shown this law, or maybe they're doing it outright, wordly, because they want to protect money interests for those that they work for. However, a justice of the peace is supposed to be for common law, and they're supposed to protect man. 269.5. When it, meaning the council, establishes a committee to conduct an inquiry into a complaint made against the presiding justice of the peace. Now you notice that. The complaint is against a justice of the peace. The council must designate at least one person who is a presiding justice of the peace to sit on the committee. Before taking up committee functions, that person must make an oath contained in Schedule 3 before the chief judge or the senior associate chief judge of the Court of Quebec. So again, they've got to take the oath contained in Schedule 3. So when a justice of the peace breaks your rights as a man, this council, this 15-member council who creates a 5-member committee, that's the one you go to. Article 269.5 says that a complaint against a justice of the peace, and then they go on to explain what it is that you do. The one who comes in and takes care of this complaint, again, will have to take an oath under Schedule 3 that they won't reveal anything they learn. Because the judges that come over from the Court of Quebec, who are doing civil matters, when they're appointed into this quorum of judges, the 15-member council or the 5-member committee, they've never seen, I'm sure they're not aware or to the degree of the legal person and the man. So when they start operating in this council, they start learning things that they never knew before, such as that we're being tricked and yada yada yada. So they're sworn to secrecy about this. Article 21. The Superior Court, which is a court of record. It doesn't say a public court of record or court of public record. It just says it's a court of record, private. Article 84. The Court of Quebec is a court of record. Again, it's not a court of public record, but private record.